When the epitome of cool meets super sport beating levels of performance, you get a motorcycle that makes you fall head over heels every single time you come across it. That is exactly what the Triumph Thruxton R is. A motorcycle so pure and of high caliber that you are left with heart-stopping emotions every single time you ride it. But while this is great for your weekend thrills, what about your other motorcycling needs, like going to the office or cruising down the highway? Well, Triumph has built a new motorcycle in the Bonneville family for that very same purpose, the Speed Twin. And I'm off to Mallorca to find out whether that bike retains the same excitement factor of the Thruxton, but in a more friendlier package. We begin with the most exciting bit about the bike, the engine. Now the engine here is the same 1200cc motor that you'll find in the larger Bonnies, and it appears in the Thruxton state of tune. And that means you get 97 PS of power and 112 Newton meters of torque. The torque is quite accessible and you have 100 Newton meters roughly from 2000 RPM all the way up to 6000 RPM, from where it tapers off nicely. Mated to a 6-speeder with a torque assist clutch, the Speed Twin never feels gasping for breath. You can lug around in third at 30 kmph. You can even pull cleanly away from speeds as low as 55 kmph in 6th gear, all the way up to speeds in excess of 200 kmph. And this is just in road mode. The Speed Twin also gets the same electronic aid setup like the Thruxton. Ride-by-wire, 3 rider modes, that is rain, road and sport. ABS as well as switchable traction control give you supreme control once you have saddled up. And then you have the chassis. The frame on the Speed Twin has been derived from the Thruxton R, but there are a few changes. The rake has been pushed out and the down tube over here is made from aluminum, which saves a whole lot of weight. The rear subframe is different to suit the roadster ergonomics. This capable chassis is met with equally capable components. The suspension units from Kayaba are unique for this motorcycle. The front fork is a cartridge-type, but it offers no adjustability, while the rear shock units allow you to alter the preload settings. This translates into some serious corner carving fun. Zipping through the B roads in Mallorca, the Speed Twin was gobbling up the corners with much delight. You can just point it towards corner apexes with a chassis more than capable of handling that extra oomph. The Speed Twin gets Pirelli Diablo Rosso III rubber. Although they offer Rosso 2s as option, the reason they chose to go with the former is because the Rosso 3s have an edge when it comes to wet weather grip. We got to experience their wet weather versatility as they rarely let go of traction. The bite from the Brembo 4-piston axially mounted calipers is phenomenal. They chomp down on speed in an instant with no finicky heartbeat skipping moments. There is enough progression in the retardation with ample feedback at the lever. The ergonomics itself aren't as sporty as the Thruxton R, but you've got a fairly bit forward lean to it to get to the bars. The bars here are flat and wide. In order to make it more accessible for riders of all heights, the saddle height of the Speed Twin is just 807 mm. The pegs have been pushed forward and lowered from the Thruxton R, so all in all you get a very nice commanding position with a slight hint of sportiness to it. Seat cushioning is plush yet firm with 10 mm more foam thickness than the Thruxton. Even after riding for close to 270 kilometers, there were no complaints from my backside. And then there is the way it looks. With its mean black butch demeanor, the Speed Twin looks like one badass naked roadster. The color black plays a key role in bringing about this feeling, as majority of the motorcycles are blackened. Yet you have items like the mudguard, the throttle body covers, the side panel finishers, heel plates and headers which get this lovely brushed aluminum finish which look cool as hell. Parts like the round fuel tank, round headlamp, single bench seat and minimalistic mudguards are reminiscent of the classical roadster styling. However, the headlamp houses a LED DRL with a halogen bulb. The indicators as well as the tail lights are LEDs. There are no spoke rims here. Instead, you get 7-spoke cast aluminum alloys on the Speed Twin. It also doesn't get the cool new color TFT display that you find on the Scrambler 1200, but much rather you get this refreshed twin pod unit from the Thruxton R. So after a long and hard day of riding the new Triumph Speed Twin through Mallorca's varied climate conditions and terrain, there are a few things that come to mind. Firstly, this is the sensible Thruxton, and by that I mean you can live with this bike almost through every situation. It is more easier to ride, it is more manageable, and you have a nice ergonomic position to take on every sort of road. Secondly, it's not as exciting as the Thruxton, but for most people 112 Newton meters of tap will be more than enough to get you through any situation, be it twisties, highways or city commute. This bike will do the job quite easily, but it's not as exciting. And thirdly, and most importantly, Triumph state that the Speed Twin is supposed to be the most accessible 1200 of the lot. And if they replicate this stuff in India, I am sure that this will sell like hotcakes.